Okay, hello dear students, welcome back to the next session of digestion and absorption. So in previous class we were discussing regarding the dental formula of child, adolescents and as well as the adults. So what is the dental formula for the child? So dental formula for child is, so as per previous class, so we got to know the dental formula for the child is 2102 by 2102, and we also know the order of arrangement of the teeth, nothing but here incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So which teeth are absent in the child means that is the premolars. Similarly, the dental formula for adults is, so what is the dental formula for the adults? That is 2123 by 2123. Okay. So here we have the dental formula for the child as well as the adult also. Based on this, how to solve the different type of numerical based questions will be asked in the NEET examination. Okay. See, we know that the human teeth are diffeodont in nature, means two sets of teeth will appear in the human lifespan. Initially, the milk teeth or deciduous teeth will appear. Later, they get replaced with the permanent set of teeth or the adult teeth. Right? So they are called as diffeodont. Then, the how many teeth in human? How many teeth in humans are diffeodont in nature? How many teeth are exactly diffeodont in nature? Diffeodont. Yes, how many are exactly diffeodont? Is all 32 teeth are diffeodont?
No, sir.
Then how many are diffeodont? How to calculate that one?
Two incisors, one canine.
See, you have the child formula, dental formula here, which represent the presence of 20 teeth. And in adults, there will be a presence of 32 teeth. See, based on this, let's see whether all 32 are diffeodont in nature or not. So, how means what is the number of diffeodont teeth? We know that in adults 32 are there, and in child 20 teeth are there. What is the difference between adult and child is? That is 32 minus 10, 12 teeth. So, number of teeth present, number of teeth in child is 20, and number of teeth in adults is 32. Means how many number of teeth which appeared in the child and they fall off after certain period of age, then again they appear as the one more set. So the number of teeth which appear in the childhood are the real diffeodont teeth in human beings. So number of diffeodont teeth in humans, that is equal to number of teeth in childhood, number of teeth in childhood. So what the number of teeth diffeodont in nature means, that is 20. So the number of teeth which are diffeodont in nature are 20 only. Remaining 12, so among the 32, remaining 12 teeth which appear only in the adult stage or in adults but not previously appeared in the childhood stage. So those 12 are monophyant in nature. What do you mean by monophyant? They appear only once in our lifetime. And number of monophyant teeth. So they are, number of monophyant teeth are number of teeth in adult, number of teeth in adults minus number of teeth in childhood. In childhood. Infant, not infant. Infant means a newborn baby. It will not be having the teeth. So it is child only. So number of monophyant teeth can be calculated by the formula, that is number of teeth in adults means total number of teeth in adults subtracted by number of teeth in childhood. That is nothing but number of teeth in adults is 32 and number of teeth in childhood is 20. So the 12 teeth are monophyant in nature. Means only 12 among the 32 appear only once in our lifetime, that is only in the adult stage, but they didn't appear in the childhood, so only they are called as monophyant. So number of teeth which are monophyant in human beings are 12. Number of diphyodont are 20. Is it clear? Then they may also ask the question, how many canines are diphyodont in nature? Means see here, the canines are appeared, the one in the half of the upper jaw, one in the half of the lower jaw in childhood. Same number also appears in the adults also. One in half of the upper jaw, one in half of the lower jaw. So their number is same. The total number of canines are diphyodont only. Then here, incisors, their number is also same. 2 in half of the upper jaw, 2 in half of the lower jaw, 2 in half of the upper jaw and 2 in half of the lower jaw. Same in adults as well as the child. There is no change in that one. Then with respect to the premolars, no premolars are present in the child, but here 2 in half of the upper jaw and 2 in half of the lower jaw are present in adults. 2 in half of the upper jaw means 2 into 2, 4. Then 2 in half of the lower jaw means 2 into 2, 4. So 4 plus 4, total 8. So 8 premolars will be present in adults, and all those 8 premolars are monophyant in nature. So among these 12, that includes 8 premolars. 8 premolars. Then what about remaining 4? See here, molars which are present in the child are 2 in half of the upper jaw, 2 in half of the lower jaw. But in adults, there are 3 in half of the upper jaw, 3 in half of the lower jaw. Means the 1 into 2 molars are extra in upper jaw and 2 molars are extra in lower jaw. So plus 4 molars. So these premolars 8 and 4 molars together they make up 12. These 12 are the monophyant teeth which appear only in the adults but not in the child or the children. So is it clear? So this is how you need to calculate the number of teeth which are monophyant in nature and number of teeth which are diphyodont in nature. And which are monophyant in nature and which are the diphyodont in nature. So monophyant teeth are nothing but 8 premolars and then the 4 molars. These are only the monophyant. Remaining all are diphyodont in nature. So make a note of these points now. Okay, so we know that 4 different type of teeth are present. What are those? Incisors, canines, premolars and then the molars. So all these teeth are ecto and mesodermal. Ecto and mesodermal in origin. Means from which germinal layers the teeth are developed in the human beings. Means the teeth are developed in human beings from 2 germinal layers, that is ectoderm as well as the mesoderm. Remember that, their origin. And we already know there are 4 different type of teeth are present. So only the teeth, this type of dentition is called as a heterodont type of dentition. So among these 4 different types, the incisors are chisel shaped, and these chisel shaped they help in cutting food. They help in cutting the food substances. And these incisors are well developed in. So these are well developed in. Those are well developed in organisms such as logomorphs and rodents. These are well developed in logomorphs and rodents. Logomorphs as well as the rodents. For example, logomorph, an example for the logomorph is nothing but a rabbit, and the rodents such as the mice. So in which there is a presence of chisel shaped teeth for cutting the food, and those are called as the incisors. So they are well developed in logomorphs and in the rodents. Next are the canines. These are dagger shaped. These are dagger shaped, and these canines are well developed in. So these are well developed in. So where they are well developed means these are well developed in case of carnivores. These are well developed in carnivores. And what is their function? So they are well developed in carnivores, and what are the functions of these canines means? And helps in, and they help in tearing the meat. Tearing the meat. So that is what the function of what are dagger shaped teeth, which are called as canines. So only they are well developed in carnivores organisms or the carnivorous animals. And these canines are absent in these rodents or the herbivorous organisms. So canines are absent in herbivores such as say for example rodents or logomorph, which example of the logomorph is rabbit. So in rabbit there is no canine is present. So the space or the empty space where the canines are absent, that empty space is called as diastema. Remember that one. Remember this. So the place of canines will be empty, and is called, and it is called as diastema, and it is called as diastema. So what do you mean by diastema? Diastema is nothing but the empty space where the canines are absent in rabbit or the herbivores. That empty space which is left by the absence of canines is called as a diastema, and you can observe the diastema in case of herbivores such as the rabbit. Next type of teeth is nothing but premolars. So what is the shape of premolars? These premolars are triangular shaped. These are triangular shaped. And what is the function of premolars means? These premolars, they mainly help in the mastication, chewing and mastication of food, or chewing and crushing of food, that is called as mastication. Similarly, the last type of teeth, or the fourth type of teeth, molars. These molars are rectangular in shape. What is the shape of molars? They are rectangular shaped, and they also help in the chewing and crushing of food to help in the mastication. And these molars, as they appear at the age of 21, so they are called as wisdom teeth. Okay, so these teeth are called as, that is the first molar is called, the molar, first molar which appear at the age of 21 is called as wisdom teeth. They are called as wisdom teeth. The first molar which appear
After age of 21.
at the age of 21, as it appears at the age of 21. At the age of 21 means at the age of 21 the individual will be wise enough to take the decisions or think over the ongoings so in his surrounding. So he will be having that much of intelligence. So only the teeth which appears, that is the molar which appears at the age of 21, is called as wisdom teeth. Is it clear? This is what regarding the four different type of teeth which are present in the human beings and their shape and their functions. So after this, let's discuss regarding the structure of tooth. Okay. So as the last molar teeth which appear at the age of 21 or after the age of 21, so they are called as the wisdom teeth. So last molars are called as wisdom teeth. Next, the structure of tooth. So what is the structure of each tooth and what are the parts present in each tooth? So each tooth that has three parts. So that is crown, neck and then the root. As you can see in the diagram, right? The crown and then neck and root part. So what the crown is? It is exposed part of tooth. The crown is nothing but exposed part of the tooth. Next, neck is nothing but which is surrounded by or enclosed by gum. Which is enclosed by gum. That is called as neck. So here neck which is covered by a gum on either of the side. So it is called as neck. Next, root is the one which get embedded in the socket of jawbone. From here, this part of the tooth will be embedded in the socket of jawbone. That is called as root. So root is the embedded in socket of jawbone. Socket of jawbone. So it is called as root. So this is how each tooth is divided into three parts: crown, neck and then the root. So as each tooth is embedded in the socket of jawbone, so it represents a thecodont type of dentition. Okay. So here, what is the major part of each tooth in human beings? So major part of the teeth is, it is called as dentine. Major part of the teeth is dentine. So can you see here, right? This dentine is the major part of the each tooth or major part of the teeth. So this dentine is secreted by or it is produced by odontoblast. So this dentine which is secreted by the cells called as odontoblasts, and these odontoblasts are mesodermal in origin. So which are mesodermal in origin. These cells are mesodermal in origin. So odontoblasts are derived from the mesoderm of the germinal layers, and these cells secrete the substance called as dentine. These cells secrete a substance called as dentine, and then dentine forms the major part of the tooth, each tooth or the teeth in human beings. So remember, dentine is secreted by odontoblasts, and odontoblasts are mesodermal in origin. So you can easily remember this sequence with the term DOM here. Dentine secreted by odontoblasts, and they are mesodermal in origin. DOM. Okay. So and this one is very important one for the NEET examination. Okay. Name the cells which are secreting the dentine part of the dentine substance as a major part of the tooth, means that is nothing but odontoblasts. Next, this dentine is covered by, it is enclosed by another substance that is called as enamel. Next, the dentine is covered by enamel, and this enamel, the dentine is covered by enamel, and this enamel forms the surface of teeth, or it forms the chewing surface of teeth. So in each tooth, the chewing surface of the tooth will be formed by enamel. So enamel will be enclosing the dentine, and this enamel is secreted by, okay, or what is the source of that enamel means, and what is the nature of this enamel means. This enamel is the hardest substance. It is the hardest substance in animals. So which is the hardest substance which is present in the animals, means that is nothing but enamel. And such enamel is secreted by, okay, cells called as ameloblast. And these ameloblasts these are ectodermal in origin. These are ectodermal in origin. So enamel is secreted by ameloblast, and ameloblasts are derived from the germinal layer called as ectoderm. Dentine is secreted by odontoblast, and odontoblasts are derived from the dent for the NEET examination. Remember this. Make a note of these points now. So this enamel is the hardest substance in the animals, right? But that enamel is absent in the organisms such as the sloths and armadillos. In these organisms, the enamel is absent. So, you might have heard the bears, for example, the sloth bears, like that. So, in that sloths and in the armadillos, the enamel is absent. Next, a cavity present in the middle of each tooth, is called as pulpy cavity. That is called as pulpy cavity. So what this pulpy cavity? So this is what the cavity present in each tooth, and this is called as pulpy cavity, and this pulpy cavity is filled with pulp. So this pulpy cavity is filled with pulp and lined by, and this pulpy cavity lined by odontoblasts. So where do you find the presence of odontoblasts? Means they are lining the pulpy cavity of each tooth. So these odontoblasts, how long they remain active? Till that the tooth will grow, or the teeth will grow. So tooth or the teeth will be growing as long as odontoblasts remain active. They remain active. But in adults, what happens? The pulpy cavity shrinkens. As a result of that one, odontoblast becomes inactive and the growth of teeth will stop. But in case of adults, what happens? Pulpy cavity shrunken, or pulpy cavity shrunkens. So odontoblasts becomes inactive. They becomes inactive. Okay. So growth of teeth stops in adults. So what is the reason for the stopping of growth of the teeth in adults? Means that is inactiveness of the odontoblast due to the shrinking of, or the shrunken pulpy cavity. Is it clear? Then extension of the pulpy cavity into the socket of jawbone, that is only called as root canal, which is called as a root canal. See, this pulpy cavity which extend into the socket of jawbone, this extension is called as root canal. You might have heard about the treatment called as RCT, or the root canal treatment. So when your tooth decay get deeper into the roots of the tooth, right? So that is what called as a root canal. So extension of pulpy cavity into the sockets of jawbone is called, that is only called as root canal of the root. So where do you find the presence of root canal? Means this root canal is present in root part of the tooth. So the extension of that pulpy cavity along the axis of that root is called as a root canal. So is it clear? Make a note of these points now. So each root has an opening at the base through which blood vessels lymph vessels and nerves enter into the tooth. So at the base of the root there is an opening through which the nerve and then the blood vessels enter into the pulpy cavity or pulp of that tooth. Okay. Next, so here there is a space or the membrane between. So the dentine of the root. So this is what the dentine part of the root, right? This dentine of the tooth, and particularly the dentine part of the root, that is covered by cementum. So what is the substance which is covering the dentine of the root? Means that is nothing but the cementum, and this cementum is secreted by the cells called as, it is secreted by cementoblasts. Secreted by cementoblasts. So there are 3 type of cells are present in secreting the substance for the formation of the tooth, that is odontoblast, ameloblast, and then the cementoblast. Between the bone and then the root, between the bone of the jaw and then the root, there is a membrane that is called as a periodontal membrane. So what it is called as a periodontal membrane. So the root is fixed into a socket of jawbone by this cementum and periodontal membrane. By cementum and periodontal membrane. So periodontal membrane as well as the cementum helps in the fixation of root part of the tooth into the socket of jawbone. So inflammation of this periodontal membrane is called as pyorrhea. So what do you mean by pyorrhea? Means the pyorrhea is nothing but inflammation of the periodontal membrane and adjacent gum also. So inflammation of the periodontal membrane and adjacent gum, that condition is called as pyorrhea, right? And the neck part of the tooth is enclosed by gum or the gingiva. So next is the neck part of tooth is enclosed by, this one is enclosed by substance which is called as gum, and the another name it is given for that gum is gingiva. So the gum or the gingiva is the substance which encloses the neck part of the root, right? So here the neck part of root is enclosed by the substance which is called as gum or the gingiva. So this is what the structure of each tooth which are present in the human beings. Is it clear? Now, so what is the substance that is responsible for the decay of the tooth or the tooth decaying? So let's discuss that one. Before that, make a note of these points. See, if you conclude the discussion of the tooth without taking the discussion of the tooth decay, it will be incomplete. So dental as well as dental are the tooth decay that is due to So why this decay takes place, and what do you mean by tooth decay or the dental decay means? That is due to demineralization of dentine as well as the dentine and enamel, dentine as well as the enamel part of the tooth. So what happens in tooth decay or the dental decay means there is a demineralization takes place in the dentine and then the enamel part of the tooth. So why this demineralization takes place means that is because of the secretion of the acidic content from the microorganisms such as and the microbes responsible for the tooth decay are. Yes, anyone know what is the name of that microorganism responsible for the tooth decay? Nothing but the one is lactobacillus acidophilus. Lactobacillus acidophilus is the one. The second one is Streptococcus mutans. So these two are the bacteria which are responsible for the tooth decay. So this is what the discussion regarding the tooth. If you have any doubt means you can ask me personally. And in next class we are going to discuss regarding the tongue and other parts of the alimentary canal.